Hello there guys, and welcome to my first ever modern animal review. This has been partially brought to you on the popular demand of the poll on my Discord server and the insistence of Dryptosaurus Productions. I'm not really sure how to start this. I mean, I could go on some spiel about how, as a New Zealander and as especially a conservation supporting tree hugger, I heavily despise these things. But as far as the figures themselves, these are from 2011. I'm not sure I even said 2011 Red Deer from CollectA. Got all three members of the family. So there's the stag, hind or doe, and the fawn. I believe these are in 120 scale. I can only find measurements of a red deer stag to the shoulder, so I'm not 100% sure on the scale, but they will do fine for my purposes. Right. Guess I'll start with the big one. Obviously, modern animals are way easier to reconstruct than extinct ones because we know exactly what they look like. And so comparing this to a collected dinosaur from 2011, this is obviously way higher. I quite like how it's in a roaring pose, with its head turned off to one side, and it has a really good display of the antlers, which I think are slightly asymmetrical. Yeah, they're slightly asymmetric, which is kind of neat. Interestingly, they have the antlers have the exact same number of tines on either side. In my experience, you don't usually get that. Inside of the mouth is pretty good, although it is lacking teeth for some reason. Not really sure why. And they've even gone as far as to properly detail the underside of the hooves. And then, obviously, in the back you can tell it's a male. I also like how the eyes are sort of squinting as it's roaring. The hind, I think the only thing I don't really like about this is the angle at which its head is facing. I think it's a little bit too sharp. All three of these have their head turned, and I suppose if I wanted one that didn't have its head turned, I could have gotten the one from Safari or Schleich. But, oh well. It's not going to impede me too much, I don't think. And of course, if you didn't see the unboxing, this is the only one that actually comes in a tray. I'm not really sure why, but the ones that didn't come in trays, the legs are actually not warped at all. And then the fawn, again, not much to say about it. I like its subtle striping. Obviously, this is probably based off the real European red deer. Although I'm not really sold on the colour for something called a red deer. Like maybe the American ones are slightly redder, but they seem a bit too, I don't know, like dark tan to me. I've never actually seen a red deer in person. I've seen the leftovers of a red deer in person, but yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of stumped on this. Might as well get into some size comparisons. So, got my constant size comparison of the Papodimetrodon, and I think these are actually in scale, which is kind of weird. We're also remembering that Dimetrodon could reach lengths of 4 meters. A couple of my other modern animals. Got the 2017 Schleich Crocodile and the Schleich Fire Salamander from a couple of years ago, which is possibly my favorite modern animal in my collection. I may get into the details of that one day. A prehistoric mammal that's in a similar scale is the CollectA Megacerops, which of course is huge. And then as far as other figures that these guys are going to interact with, aside from these, in the series I bought these for, you've got the CollectA Gallimimus, Safari Cryo, and the CollectA 2006 Stegosaurus, which will actually be playing Hesperosaurus in this project. I'm not going to call it anything else. Yeah, honestly, I should have given myself a bit more time to prepare for this, rather than 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Overall, I'm not too happy with the pose on this one, but I don't think that's bad enough for me to lower the score from 5 out of 5, obviously. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do reviews of my other modern animals, because I think I have a lot more to say about them. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Hope this satisfied your needs, Dripdo, and I'll see you guys next time.